Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one here, I want to talk about a couple of things here related to The Walking Dead, just some news that has come out for The Walking Dead Dead City, and just The Walking Dead in general. So before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. The show is premiering in like 30-something days now, so it's getting very close. You know, the last couple of days have been pretty quiet, but I do think they are waiting for April. Like, I really do expect that on Tuesday next week, or even like April 4th, you know, like next Friday, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. I think that they could start having like character portraits and like etc. Right? There's going to be quite a bit of stuff coming out next week, and or at least I'm expecting it. And so, yeah, I mean, it's going to be here very soon. It seems kind of far because we're still in March, but like the second it's April, it's literally basically there at the end of the month, right? So yeah, I'm very excited for Dead City Season 2, and also I will be starting to do Last of Us videos as well, because The Last of Us Season 2 is going to be premiering in like, what, a little over 2 weeks now, right? So there's a lot of stuff I haven't talked about yet in terms of the trailer and just like a lot of things like that, and also Daredevil as well. I will say, in terms of Daredevil, I am going to still keep reviewing it, but I think I might wait until next Tuesday and then I'll review all 3 episodes together, just because I watched the last 2 episodes and they were all right, but I'm not having the most fun with the show. But I'll still do like an episode or like a 3-episode review basically next Tuesday after the episode comes out, and then we'll keep watching obviously for the rest of the series or whatever. And yeah, I just wanted to give an update on that, but let's actually get into what I wanted to talk about here. So we actually have some confirmation now that Negan is actually going to be coming to Fortnite here. And actually, I will say it was kind of funny because yesterday, obviously, there was all of the Avengers Doomsday stuff, right? All the casting information for Avengers Doomsday, which I feel like I do want to talk about that movie a little bit more, because I am actually really excited about that movie. But I did actually make a post yesterday, and I said Andrew Lincoln will return as Rick Grimes in Avengers Doomsday, because I saw a few other people doing that. You know, I saw one for Daenerys Targaryen returning in Avengers Doomsday, and so I was like, yeah, I gotta do something for The Walking Dead here, right? So yeah, I will say, in terms of like announcing the cast like that, I hope that The Walking Dead never really does anything like that, because as exciting as it was watching it, I mean, it got old pretty fast, and I think that it just took way too long to really even, I don't know, I guess announce everyone, right? Like, I think seeing everyone on stage would have been a lot better, because that's how they used to do it, right? Like, everyone would just show up on stage sort of thing. And so I think that would have been a little bit better, instead of it being like a 6, 7, 8 hour, you know, live stream, however long it was. It was quite a bit. I mean, it got people talking, so maybe that was the point. But the one other thing that we actually learned that obviously, I guess, probably got buried in like all of the news with all of this, well, I guess it was the day before, but that is that Negan is actually going to be appearing in Fortnite. There's going to be like a new update at some point. I'm not entirely sure when. I don't play Fortnite, so I don't know when this next update is coming here. I mean, obviously this is making me want to play the game though, just because, yeah, obviously having Negan like a part of it's going to be absolutely incredible. And I will say there's actually a little bit more as well. I think they have like the prison environment or whatever that you're going to be able to use. I don't know if it's going to be in a map or if you're going to be able to create your own map with it. I'm not entirely sure how the game works overall in terms of that, but it looks like the prison will be used in some aspect in the game. And also, again, Negan is going to be in the game. Now, in terms of how I feel about this, I will say I'm not the biggest fan that it's Comic Negan and not the TV show Negan, right? Like, I don't really know why they even did this anyway. So that's the one thing that I'm kind of wondering about here, because if you look at the font, like the title for The Walking Dead that they're using, it's the comic one, right? So obviously this is like a collaboration, I guess, with Skybound. So I'm just confused on that aspect to it. Like, why use that character here in the game? Like, I will say it is very cool because, you know, when you look at the Telltale games, you have characters from the comics there. We never really saw Negan like anywhere, any sort of like animated, you know, version of the character. And so to actually see this here is kind of cool. I really do wonder if like this is teasing something in terms of an animated series or whatever with The Walking Dead, because like I could totally see that. You know, I think the one thing that you do have to almost like break away from a little bit with this is that you would have to ignore the TV show characters, right? Like, I think that's the one thing when it comes to The Walking Dead is that, like, my reaction to this was, well, where's Jeffrey Dean Morgan, right? Like, I want the TV show Negan to actually be the character in the game here, but obviously they went with a different choice here. So I think that, you know, it's fine overall. Obviously, it is still exciting to see, but I don't understand why they actually went with the comic version of the character. And it makes me kind of like wonder like what's going on there, because like this felt like promotion for The Walking Dead Dead City, right? But is it? I mean, the timing of it is kind of insane if you really think about it, because the show's coming out in like a little over a month from now. And now you're going to be able to use Negan like in Fortnite. Like that's, amazing timing for AMC. Did AMC, work with them on this? I don't think so. I think this was Skybound, right? Like I'm not entirely sure, but it's the comic version, so it has to be Skybound. So is Skybound, I guess, helping out AMC? Or what's going on with all of that? Like, I'm just curious on, I guess the reasonings as to why. Because, like, and that's also one thing I'm wondering about as well, is in terms of, the Dead City characters for, like, Maggie and Negan, right? Are they going to be in Call of Duty Warzone or another game like that? Because for the other shows, they were doing that, right? For The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, they had Rick and Michonne, and then obviously for The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, they had Daryl. And so I'm just wondering if they're doing anything for Dead City. I feel like if anything gets announced in terms of that, that's going to be like next week, I guess. It's probably going to be, in the next like 2 or 3 weeks, right? Because they probably want to do a lot more of that in terms of promotion and all that, a lot closer to the premiere date here. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think that Dead City for sure should be in something, just because, I mean, I don't know, like, I guess it depends, like, in terms of the release date for everything. Because I believe season 3 of Black Ops 6 is actually starting on April 2nd, right? So I don't know if, they're going to time anything for that, or if maybe the bundles will just come out a lot later, right? But I think Dead City should be getting a lot more promotion in terms of the characters appearing in like a different game or something like that. Like I imagine something will be happening at some point here very soon. And that is something I want to actually mention as well, because I saw this article here from at CBR.com, and it's really interesting because we talked about this obviously quite a bit last week here, but it seems like a lot of people are actually really noticing this, and it's that The Walking Dead Dead City is actually getting a lot more popular here. Like, I just saw this article here, and it's saying The Walking Dead spinoff becomes a hit on streaming ahead of season 2. And what's really interesting here is that it does say that the first season debuted in the 8th spot in its first week, just above, I guess, a few other movies or TV shows. And so, I mean, when I looked at it, it was at like 4th or whatever, or at least I've been seeing people actually post that. But still, overall, the fact that the show is actually premiering that high, right? And this is a spinoff and it's not The Walking Dead, it shows that the show is getting a lot more popular here. And I don't know what the trailer's at. If you guys know, definitely let me know. But in terms of the views for the trailer for season 2, like, I imagine it has to be over 5 million now, right? And that's amazing. Like, to me, at this rate, I think it's for sure going to pass The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon season 1, because that's like the biggest trailer in terms of all of the spinoffs. But again, that came out like 2 years ago, or just under 2 years, right? So it took a while for that to actually get up to that point. But I think that if Dead City season 2 is already over 5 million, like I'm assuming it is, maybe it's closer to 6 million already, I have no idea. Like, it's gonna pass the 7.5 or whatever million that the Daryl Dixon season 1 trailer is at, which means that this trailer would be the most watched, which means I think that there's a lot more interest in it, right? Like, it does seem interesting. There's a lot more articles also being written and everything about the show right now. And we'll see where things go over the next month. But, in terms of promoting Dead City season 2, like a really great start for AMC. We'll see where things go overall. But like, honestly, a really amazing start. And I think having, a character like Negan actually go on Fortnite is just going to make the show a lot more popular, I think. Just overall, right? So, again, I don't know why, like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's version of the character wasn't used. I mean, I guess it wouldn't make too much sense. Like, maybe they wanted to use a version of the character that people would recognize more. Although, I don't know if a lot of people who play Fortnite would know of the Walking Dead comics, right? I think the most popular version of Negan is Jeffrey Dean Morgan's version of the character. So, I really feel like maybe it is just unrelated. Like, honestly, this might be connected more with Invincible's finale, right? Because the fact that you had Jeffrey Dean Morgan actually there with Steven Yeun, right? So I could see that maybe being sort of what happened here, and it was just sort of perfectly timed with Dead City Season 2's premiere coming up in like a little over a month. But I am wondering about Dead City Season 2 as well. I do think that they should start to do some promotion with that show, in terms of those characters appearing in other games and just all of that. Honestly, like, they got to start promoting it a lot here. But again, like, I talked about this before in terms of them premiering the trailer and whatnot. Like, they did it on the first day of spring. To me, that made sense. They were going to wait until things started sort of more fresh. Things were a little bit more new and all that. I think we're going to get a lot more stuff for this show the second that it's April 1st. Like, once it's April 1st, maybe it's not that day, but that week there, going up to April 4th, where we're exactly 1 month away. And then that weekend, we're only 4 Sundays away until it premieres. Like, there's going to be a lot of promotion, I think, starting early next week or at some point next week. So Overall, yeah, I just wanted to give some thoughts here on the character going to Fortnite. I think that it's actually kind of insane. I think I might actually get this because I'm really interested in the game in general. Like, my son actually plays the game, and well, I will say he plays that game, but he does prefer, I would say, Warzone overall. But I tried playing Fortnite actually, and I did one round of like Battle Royale, whatever, and I actually won. But that's where I was like, wait, what is this? Are these just NPCs or whatever? You know, so that's kind of, I don't know if that's what that was, but that made me stop wanting to play the game because I wanted there to be some difficulty. So, but maybe I'll go back to it. You know, I know that there was Walking Dead characters that were on this game before, and I actually went and like got the skins for it, but I never really played much of it. So, you know, it might end up being the same thing here, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But definitely post all your thoughts down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.